All right, welcome back. Sorry, was taking a drink there. Me and Alex were literally just arguing about who was going to do the intro here, and I lost, so I was forced to do it. So you get what you get. This is the 10-8 podcast, presented by Rainbet. How's it going, Alex?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. The real question is, how are you doing? Because it's been a day.
So basically, the power line outside of my house caught on fire, and I have no electricity or power in my entire house right now, and I have no idea where I'm gonna be sleeping for the next few days. So yeah, started recording this podcast. Boom, fire breaks out. So had to drive to my parents' house. They live about 15 minutes away. Little brother was in here playing Fortnite. I'm in his room right now. I was like, dude, get the fuck out of here. I got grown man stuff to do. And yeah, kicked him out. And that's, sometimes you got to risk the family to get a podcast done.
Yeah. Man, yeah. What a day. What a day. It is UFC 302 fight week. There was a rare non fight week last week. So we're back with the pay per view. And it's okay. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's not UFC 302. It's not UFC 300. It's definitely not UFC 301, but it's like right in the it's like right in the middle. Got a title fight, main event: Islam Makachev versus Dustin Poirier. Um, and the co-main events: Paulo Costa versus my guy Sean Strickland. How would you rate this card, man?
Like you said, we have a good title fight. I actually don't think it's a good title fight. I think Islam's probably going to blow him out of the water. But with that being said, I am excited to see Islam finally defend against a true lightweight. So I'm pretty excited about that. I don't think it's going to be competitive. I think Islam's probably going to get him out of there within 3 rounds. Probably won't even look that good. But yeah, that's a good fight. Then we have the rare, coveted, non-title fight co-main event going for 5 rounds. That was a big word salad there, but yeah, it's a 5 rounder. That's not a title fight. I'm pretty excited for that. Uh, that's a good fight. It's a true contender fight between it's a good matchmaking there. Sean Strickland, Paulo Costa. I say it's as far as a pay per view goes, it's about a 7 out of 10, and I'm not overly impressed, but I am excited. I bet you're pretty
Yeah,
excited
I'm,
though.
I'm
You got
excited for that.
your arch nemesis is on here, Sean Strickland. You guys have some fun back and forth.
Yeah, man. He's my pal. He's harassed me every time I've seen him. Every time I see him at the gym. Every time I see him at media day. He'll harass me, call me names. He'll make fun of my tattoos. He made fun of my PlayStation controller that's tattooed on my arm. And
You deserve that one.
you know,
Yeah, I also do that.
so you guys could be two harassers, two harassing
We
me.
should bring him on here. We should bring him on here and get a little 2v1 going on.
I mean, he might just destroy us both and make us both cry.
Like,
So yeah. So he's my bud. Don't you have a buddy on the card?
I do have a buddy on the card on me and Nico Price. A lot of people might remember this. So last year, me and Nico Price were doing some sponsor work for this company called UFE, promoting their product. Shout out to UFE. It was really awesome. They got me, Nico Price, Ben the Bane Davis, and Matt Malley, and an undefeated Bellator fighter, Jordan Newman. They got us all this badass Airbnb in Florida, right there in Orlando. Huge indoor pool, right on a river. We went fishing together. We went crazy. Nico doesn't drink, it turns out, which that was a little, surprise to me because I showed up with a beer bong and I was the only one using it. So yeah, I got insanely drunk with Nico Price. We just had a ball that night, and he actually leg kicked me. I That's what happens when you get too many white claws in me. I challenged him to leg kick me. I told him they didn't work on me, and yeah, I'll see if I can find the video and post it up. But I think that once you leg kick another man, that kind of you know bonds you for life. So yeah, we both got buddies on the card this week, and I'm excited to watch Nico go back at it.
Be honest. How much did that leg kick hurt?
Oh, it hurt like a bitch. I immediately folded. I went to my back and was like holding it, and I was trying to laugh it off really hard. I was like, "Ha ha ha!" All I was trying to do was cover up my cries. Dude, it paralyzed my leg for like 3 days, and it wasn't. He didn't do 100%. He said he did it like 40 to 50%. And yeah, all I know is if he has a leg injury, I'm going to take credit for it tomorrow. I think that I checked it a little bit, and he might have some lasting damage.
He is rematching Alex Morono. He beat Alex the first time they fought. It's been several years. How do you think how do you think he gets it done?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of contradict myself here. Like I said, Nico's my buddy. You know, we've talked off and on for a little while. He's a good friend of mine. Uh, I worry about his durability at this stage of his career. That Robbie Lawler fight wasn't a good look. At the end of the day, I'm here to get the picks right, and I'm just gonna let you know Morano's probably gonna get this done.
Well, I just have to say you're a bad friend, bro, because I would never pick against Sean Strickland ever, ever, ever. You're just a horrible friend, and I hope Nico Price sees this.
I hope he proves me wrong, but like if you ask me who I hope's gonna win, I hope Nico Price knocks out Israel Adesanya and then faces Dricus Du Plessis. I think he'll understand. I don't see that happening anytime soon. And Morano is just on a different trajectory than he is. Man, screw you. That was a bait question.
And I am a baiter, bro. Ha ha ha. um, but I mean, I understand where you're coming from. You know, you are a man of money. And speaking of that, let's get into the rain bet parlay of the week, bro.
All right, so I've been cooking this week, man. I I have something that's not going to lose. This is a damn good parlay. First leg we've got, it's going to be Randy Brown. Randy Brown, he's coming off a vicious knockout against Muslim. I think that he's got a total mismatch here. Put Randy as the first leg of your parlay. Then we have Basil Hafez. I'm going to be honest, I didn't really look into this fight too much, but I took one search and saw he was fighting Mickey Gall, and that's like a free print money machine. It's like a life hack. Fade Mickey Gall in a UFC fight, and then as we talked about earlier, I'm taking Morano. I think he's got the durability. The I think that every single place this fight goes, Morano's going to have a big advantage. So that's the parlay this week. And just for our listeners, RainBet has this amazing offer for you.
Fight fans, UFC 302 is stacked, and RainBet has you covered. Place the same combo bet as the Ten8 podcast and receive a win-win wager. Even if the bet loses, RainBet will refund you in free bets for up to $50. Click on the offer link below and place your win-win wager on UFC 302.
So
Man,
not only are you picking against Nico Price, but you're betting against Nico Price. Man, you're just a bad friend, bro.
listen, I love my mom. If my mom gets in with Conor McGregor, give me 3 units on Conor. Sorry.
Okay, let's just get man. I hope you never have to bet against me, bro, because that would just break my heart. That would break my heart.
I'd bet against you on pretty much everybody on MMA Twitter. I'd just be honest with you. I'd root for you, but I'm sorry. I think Matt Malley kicks your ass. I think Ben the Bane Davis, his little 5'5" self, I think he wins.
That's just hurtful, bro. I hope you take that back. Let's. I'm all right. I'm over this. I'm over it. Let's just get to the main event. Dustin Poirier, is he finally gonna get this guillotine?
Man, I think he's going to attempt one just for the shits and giggles, but I see this being a mauling. I Here's an interesting fact. People are like, "Oh, I think Dustin can catch him on the feet." I unironically think if this fight stays on the feet for 25 minutes, I think Dustin will never look the same. Islam has, I believe, it's within like the top 5 best striking defense in UFC history. The guy doesn't get hit. He's not Khabib. I mean, Khabib, I think overall is a better fighter, but he has something that Khabib doesn't have, and he's a much better striker than Khabib was. I think Islam will beat him pillar to post, no matter where it goes. I my final prediction is this is one of the most dominant title performances of all time. Round 3 TKO from ground and pound finish from Islam.
I really wish I could disagree with you so that we could have something to argue about again, but and I feel the same way. I I just think it's just a horrible matchup for Dustin. If Islam would stand there and just box with Dustin for 5 rounds the whole time, I would say, all right, Dustin has a puncher's chance, and I would maybe gonna lean Dustin, but I just think Islam is gonna either drop him and then fall him to the ground, tap him out, or he's just gonna maybe he'll eat one punch from Dustin and he'll be like, nah, that's it. That's it
Yeah,
for me. I'm
so
gonna
even
take
if
you
you look at
down.
that
And
fight that he had with BSD, let's make it clear he lost that. BSD lost that fight because he gassed out and went stupid. If you just take that first round for what it was, BSD isn't the same grappler. He's on the same level as Islam. If BSD can do that, then I don't see. Islam's not going to gas out. He's not going to get stupid and leave his chin open. I don't see a path for Dustin to win. When you base it, his career, he's just struggled with high level grapplers, and I think that on paper, this fight was made for Dustin to get dominated. I'm predicting it's a total shutout.
yeah, man, I agree with you. As much as I'm pretty sure everyone would like to see Dustin finally get a undisputed title, he's just gonna be one of those fighters that never got it, unfortunately. But it doesn't make him any more of less than a legend or much less of just a complete savage, a future Hall of Famer in my eyes. So with that being said, I think the only other fight we really need to break down is this co-main event between Paulo Costa and Sean Strickland. You already know where I'm going because he is my friend. He's my buddy. I would never bet against my buddy. How do you feel about this fight?
Well, neither one of these guys are my buddies, so I'll just tell you how it is. Sean Strickland's probably going to beat him up pretty bad. So, it's Paulo Costa has very weird, inconsistent conditioning. If this was over 3 rounds, I would probably favor Costa slightly, maybe. But you don't know if you're going to get the Marvin Vettori, Paulo Costa, which he was gassing that fight too. But he did go all 5 rounds without dying, to where, and I know this fight was in Utah, but his fight with Luke Rockhold, he still, I think, looked way more gassed than he should have just after 3 rounds. I mean, with that being said, he shouldn't have even let Luke Rockhold survive that long. So I think Sean just has all the advantages on this. And a huge thing that I don't think anybody's talking about is Paulo Costa has a massive bullet hole scar staph wound in his foot. Yeah, that's really good for a guy with cardio issues.
Yeah, no, that's. I was trying to kind of ignore that, but you really can't ignore that staph on his foot. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it was an old staph thing, but
Pretty bright
he's had a
red, I don't
history.
know.
He has had a history of
popped up in the
staph.
last week or so.
Yeah, he has had a history of staph infection. I would not be surprised if it was. I'm on the same boat with you, man. I just think Sean has to survive 7 minutes of this fight, and I think Sean Strickland just does what he does. He does the pressure. The interesting fact about this is Paulo's a pressure fighter too, and with them coming forward to each other, that's going to be interesting to see how it goes, because when Sean does get pressured, he's not in control of the fight as much, right? It's always Sean is the one that pressures. So that's an interesting fact or like little tidbit of the fight that I'm really looking forward to. But I do agree with you. If Costa doesn't get Sean out of there with the first 7 minutes, I think Sean Strickland's going to cruise.
Yeah, I mean that's the way the fight's going to go. But I think that what you just said, that they're both going to be pressuring so much, obviously it could lead to a short night. But in the case that neither fighter gets the finish, that's very taxing on the gas tank. And Sean Strickland has a freaking Tesla. He doesn't have a gas tank. He's just unlimited. Obviously, I think fighting that way is going to be all or nothing for Costa. He's either going to have to get the knockout or he is going to die from exhaustion in rounds 3 and 4 and 5 with a guy like Sean Strickland in his face. So Sean's a safe bet there.
I do want to point out one other fight on the card. It's the prelim headliner between Cesar Almeida versus Roman Kopylov. I think that's the biggest banger on the card, because Cesar Almeida is a kickboxer that beat Alex Pereira, and Roman Kopylov is just a Russian savage with nasty kicks and boxing. And I doubt that Roman Kopylov is going to take Cesar Almeida down. So these guys are going to swing until someone drops, and I can't wait for it. So, with that being said, the people have listened to you lag enough on this episode. So with our leaving with our
Listen,
with our
my parents are 75 years old. They're not actually that old. I'm sorry. Listen, they don't have. They're out here in the country. I don't have your guys's 21st century connection out here. I'm on a satellite right now, so I'm sorry. This won't happen again.
It better not. And with the final remarks of this podcast, just know Alex Behunin is a good friend. Superfan
Wins
not a
money.
good friend.
Let's go, baby. Friendship ain't paying the bills, baby.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Rainbet, for making this possible, and we'll see you guys next week.